Okay, this is the truck. Started as a 72 C10, 72 C20 long bed, 3/4 ton. Now it's a 69 front end, half ton. It is bagged and body dropped. The paint color is 2010 Kia Soul Green Tea Latte, paint code L7, and I painted it over a cream base. The engine is a 2010 Silverado 5.3 LC9. Has about 800, maybe almost 900 miles on it. It's got a Brian Tooley Stage 3 LS cam, which is a 617 lift. It's got trunnion bearings on the rockers, hardened push rods, all of their upgrades. The displacement on demand delete, you have the receipt for all of this stuff. You can look through it. It's vintage air with a quick performance bracket. It is plumbed and charged, but I haven't run the wiring or the ducting underneath the dash. But everything under here is all done and taken care of. It's got filler plates above the grill, new grill, headlights use H4 bulbs, new bumper, radiator is aluminum. It's got dual electric fans. The air filter is right here. Inside this canister, you take this apart, it's a 4x9 cone filter. It draws air from below the cowl. It's a Porterbuilt front end with slam bags, SS7s, AccuAir E-level bracket with aluminum, little adjuster bar. The control arms are KP Concept narrowed control arms, and it's got CPP drop spindles that are narrowed 3/4 of an inch, cross-drilled slotted rotors. A bare master cylinder. It's a factory tilt steering column. The headers are, they've been Cerakoted at the local gun shop, so they won't discolor. It's an aluminum block, aluminum heads, new power steering pump, Camaro oil pan, Mustang rack and pinion steering, a 200 amp alternator because of the electrical load from the compressors and stuff. That alternator has a 4-gauge wire that goes down to the starter, and then a 0-gauge wire that goes back to the battery, which is under the bed. And a ton of ground, so there's no electrical issues with it. There's your coolant overflow, Porterbuilt sway bar. I'm trying to think anything else under here. It's got a power steering cooler down there. Stainless steel brake lines all the way around. Porterbuilt hood hinges, so there's no spring assist. So when you pop the hood and you put your hand under here, you also have to put your other hand like right in here and kind of grab the hood and pull up a little bit, and then it'll pop up. I can't really show you that with my hand on the camera. Koi's 20-inch wheels that have been pinstriped, and they have a baby moon cap. 245, 45, 20 tires. New windshield, new stainless trim, new weather stripping. It's got these little clamp-on mirrors. You can take those off and put regular mirrors on if you want to drill through or whatever. New door handles, new door locks, all new weather stripping. The seats are 2003 Tahoe that have been reupholstered in green. The power on them works, but they're not hooked up because I never mounted the door sill plates, which they'll be in the truck. You can mount them if you want, and then run the electrical underneath it to go to the seats. This is a spare AccuAir control module in case one goes out. All of the vents and everything like that in here have all been replaced. This is the tool to pop the baby moons off the wheels without scratching the powder coat. It has a flip down seat right here. It does seat 3. There's some storage back there. Little bow tie that the interior guy put on here. Factory tilt steering wheel. Factory headliner. Factory door panel still. Dash pad. Back window is new glass, new trim, cargo lights all new. The bed floor, the wood is called Tiger Wood. I got it from North Carolina. It's got a 4-link rear suspension up front, and then 2 lift bars in the back make it a 6-link with a Watts link to hold it steady so it handles really good. The frame has been cut off at the back of the cab, and it's all 180 wall 2x4 box steel all the way back here, so there is no notch. It has a Ford capless fill system for the gas tank, which is right here. It's a 26-gallon. And if you lift this up like this, you can see the bars that are right here that bolt the wood through. I would redo the wood or even put a metal bed in here. There's the AccuAir manifold and control module, 2 relays, circuit breakers, 2 Air Zenith compressors, water separators right before the tanks. The tanks have drains on them. And there's the fuel filter. Here's the fuel tank. There's the Watts Link. It's a 373 12-volt rear end. It's got about 8,000 miles on it, new gears, new bearings, new seals. It's got rear disc brakes that were on the rear end. The bracket on this side, on the left side, every once in a while I'll hear something rub when I lightly on the brakes. It's the bracket is touching the rotor. Not a fan of that setup. There's the fuel pump. It's a factory 03 Silverado fuel pump. Super easy to change. I think I covered everything back here. There's the 4-link bars, and then here is the airbags to the back, shocks. The back is all Raptor lined, color match. Even under here, and even sprayed up inside as much as I could get in order to protect everything and keep it from, you know, rotting or rusting or anything like that. New back bumper. So in here we have Dakota digital gauges. You can push these buttons in order to change the menu on the left side, the middle right here, and the right side right here. It gives you voltage, air intake temperature, trans temperature, coolant temperature, fuel, quarter mile times quarter mile speed. Here is the AccuAir remote. Number 1 is about 1.5 inches off the ground. Number 2 is ride height. Number 3 is all the way lift. And then you can control it individually if you want it right here. I'll go ahead and drop it so that you can see that it's bag and body dropped, completely lays out on the floor. I'll start it up. It's got dual flow masters, Cerakoted headers, and it is completely on the ground. Okay? So on number 1, you can turn the steering wheel 1 full turn each direction without rubbing. Anything lower, and you have to adjust accordingly. Call me if you have any questions.